What's the next thing that I hear about? Well, because he dropped off of Independence Day. The first thing I hear about, Suicide Squad.
Will Smith?
Will Smith is in Suicide Squad.
In what role?
Have you seen Arrow at all?
No.
Okay, so I'm probably going to mention a character and you're not going to know who it is, but he's playing the character Deadshot.
No, I know who that is.
Yeah, so he's playing Deadshot, which for people who have watched Arrow, you can see Deadshot in that. So he's technically like the impromptu leader of the Suicide Squad in this movie anyway.
Oh, okay.
I'm just getting some more health items because you can never have enough.
You're completely right.
Oh.
Excuse me for that yawn.
Nah, it's all right. It's been a long day for both of us.
Yeah, I was behind on some of my work at my full-time job, and I figured since I work in Draper, it would just be easier for me to catch up on my work and work more than 8 hours instead of driving back to my apartment and then driving back over here. So I did a 10-hour day, and I'm just, yeah. But I got really close to being caught up to my work queue, so it was extremely worth it.
So I'm kind of in the same boat because yesterday I did a huge recording session, basically covering everything. So like we're doing this whole Gaming the Week Geeks things too, right? Mm-hmm. I'm also starting because I can't be enough of a glutton for punishment. I'm starting up another thing where I after the whole Nostalrius thing happened, I noticed after a listener brought it to my attention, I don't have a whole lot of WoW-based content, but I'm a WoW fan. And so I had 4 videos. 2 of them were positive and 2 were negative. And so at that point, I'm like, I got to fix that.
Yeah, good point.
So since I'm actually suspending the live streams, at least for the summer, so that I could get everything done, I actually decided, well, I'm going to do some WoW content. And ironically enough, as soon as I made that decision, I got into the Legion beta. So I got into the beta for the most recent expansion.
That is so cool.
Granted, all my videos are going to be late because every major WoW community member has already done videos on them. But why not? Why not just do it, you know? So for people who are probably going to be disappointed at my decision, whatever, I think it'll be enjoyable content. So I just barely did I'll say like a 12-hour day recording a bunch of material.
That's crazy.
For it, so.
I spent the 2 videos I have going up this week, or at least the week of May 23rd, depending on whenever this goes up. Because I'm going to California this weekend. Okay. So I needed to make sure that I had a video for Friday and Monday, because I wasn't going to actively be able to do it, seeing that I'm going to be on a vacation.
Yeah.
So I was editing part 7 and 8 of my Final Fantasy VII Let's Play, so that I would have a video for Wednesday and Friday.
Gotcha.
So that took me a while because it was the part of the game where I had to, where Cloud had to dress up as a woman.
I was wondering how you feel about that.
Oh my gosh, I had way too much fun with that. So I lost track of time, and by the time I had gotten to the train graveyard, I had been recording for an hour. And I was like, oh my gosh. So luckily, out of that one recording session, I was able to get part 7 and 8, which I can't even begin to tell you saved me so much time. Because now I can pre-record part 9, and a video will go up on Monday.
Yep.
There will be a video going up while I am driving home from Los Angeles.
Nice.
So, oh my gosh, it worked out so well, even though that was a beast of a video to edit.
So basically, how this is advantageous for you is you just saved yourself a whole lot of hassle. You can actually kick back when you get home, roughly.
Yeah, I have to upload part 8 because I have part 7 all ready to go for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just got to get part 8 uploaded into my scheduled and everything. But yeah, essentially tomorrow I will go home and I will probably just go straight to bed because I was, oh my gosh, I've recorded, like I said, that was over an hour of recording, and I still needed to edit part 6.
Yeah.
So I got to bed really late on Sunday, felt really sick yesterday because I just had a lack of sleep, ended up taking a nap, woke up, edited part 7 and 8, and when I take a nap, I don't go back to sleep. So I didn't get to bed till about roughly 2 in the morning, and then I just worked a 10-hour day. So I'm just like, so I don't know where...
Some people don't realize just how much level of sacrifice some YouTubers actually have to go through, and this is a perfect example of it. You're going to bed at 2 a.m., and again, you're doing this on a casual effort.
Oh, yeah, and it's not like I'm upset about this or complaining. I enjoy it. And I'm, like, shocked right now that I have the energy to be doing what I'm doing right now. But I'm definitely, when I get home, I'm probably, like, I'll eat something. I'm not going to go to bed on an empty stomach, and then I'll probably just go right to bed. Because I can't even begin to tell you how distracted and frustrated and annoyed I was all day today, and I just cannot do that again tomorrow. I really need to focus to stay on top of my work queue, so I'm going to get to bed early so I can be awake tomorrow.
See, and I actually have kind of an opposite problem. Like, I get so focused on work because, I mean, I don't think I've actually gone through this. Like, right now I'm kind of in a flux. I was a full-time student. I'm actually debating whether or not to go to school next semester to finish out my degree. But, you know, so I'm home, and also I'm taking care of our baby girl when my wife goes to work because she's got a job, and I have no problem doing that. But so for me, like, this is what I do. And so at that point, I could easily, like, rack up a 12, 14-hour day just on a dime. And so at that point, I actually have to hit a point and say stop. And I'm a dedicated dude. Like, again, you're casual, and I still love what I do. And this isn't everything I do either. Because people will know this from the Drac and Shadow channel. I also am pursuing voiceovers, so I've got YouTube videos that I'm working on. Plus, I'm also trying to get into the voiceover market, and therefore I'm doing auditions there. So it's crazy.
That's really advantageous. Good, like, that's really cool. I'm like, that's admirable, actually.
You didn't know that? You didn't know the voiceover stuff? Yeah.
I'm sure you may have mentioned it. I don't watch all the Let's Plays you and Alex do on Drac and Shadow. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there are a fair few where I'm like, oh yeah, like, I bet this would be really, really good to watch. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you may have mentioned it once or twice, and I probably just slipped my mind.
Yeah.
But that's really cool. I hope you remember me when you become big and famous.
Well, we have to hit that point first. But I mean, the way that I'm actually looking at it is, so you watch Game Grumps, right?
Occasionally.
Aaron Hansen does voiceover.
Oh, okay.
And he's actually gotten into stuff for video games. So at that point, that's kind of how I would view it, is like I would approach it from kind of his angle, which is funny because everybody likes to point out that apparently I'm an Egoraptor knockoff.
You like the thing is, we as Let's Players have been inspired by those who are very popular.
Yes.
So into some sense, the way that you do Let's Plays and the way that I do Let's Plays is going to be, you know, somewhat similar to how other YouTubers do their Let's Plays.
That's the difference. That's the thing to keep in mind, is that really because at the end of the day, Let's Plays are us putting up this content with our voices added to it. So basically all we're adding to it is a commentary track.
Exactly.
And so at that point, what makes things different is the personalities that you bring to it. I still, to this day, think that me and Alex bring a good dynamic because where he's kind of a soft-spoken guy and knows a lot about things like anime as well as the filmmaking process, I also bring something to it with a humor element, as much as sometimes I'm sure he gets annoyed with me. We actually had an issue where we're doing Dot Hack Quarantine, and so, like, one of the main reasons he wanted to do it is because he wanted to show the story to people. And then he caught me on a bad day.
Oh, no.
And so I started going on kind of ranty behavior. I'm usually of good behavior, Alex, and I love you, but you just caught me on the wrong day. That's what happened. And so there's, like, some dialogue I spoke over. But, again, I don't, like, going back on it because I edit it, I don't think I was that bad.
It could have been worse.
But there's just different dynamics that people add to this, you know. I'm sure at some point people are gonna bring up to me that, you know, I'm being an Aaron Hansen knockoff on this one, and you're being a Markiplier knockoff, or whatever they're gonna call it. But at that point, I mean, occasionally me and Aaron's personalities meet, but I would actually dare say I'm different than Aaron, because first of all, I don't have the meltdowns that Aaron has. That would be Alex. That would be Alex that has the meltdowns. And also, I tend to want to produce content that is safe for families. So I try very hard not to curse in most of my Let's Plays.
Yeah, in my
This is not one of them.
Oh no. In my Minecraft story mode Let's Play, I try really, really hard not to curse, because I know that if any child were to watch it,
yeah.
I don't want to be getting an angry email from a parent saying, "Why are you cursing in a Minecraft video?" And it's like, sorry. Well, because I get like...
To me, it's even more than that, because I appreciate the content creators. Like, it's so easy to be an AVGN knockoff. Okay, it really is. Like, you can easily. I mean, Aaron made fun of it, and go watch Game Grumps Mickey Mousecapades. He literally makes fun of an angry video game nerd knockoff.
Okay,
it's that regular to do. In fact, I've seen people call the Nostalgia Critic an angry video game nerd knockoff, and the opposite for James Rolfe. So at that point, it's very easy to do that, but I applaud people like Linkara and Gerard the Completionist back when he started. He's since let go of that, where they said, we do have a kid audience, let's not curse. And so at that point, I think that's actually an interesting and unique idea to an environment where everybody curses all the time. So
yeah, and I know certain Let's Players who will base their commentary on the rating of the game. So if it's E, they'll keep their commentary to an E level rating.
Yep.
If it's M, they're F words amok.
Oh yeah, and you know what? At that point, I'm completely fine with that, because the honest truth here is the kid probably shouldn't even be watching this. They probably are, but they shouldn't be.
Oh yeah, they totally are. Let's be honest. There's 12-year-olds who are playing Call of Duty and all these other games online, and you're just like...
I know I can switch this, but I can't remember how. Sorry, I'm just thinking in my head.
Oh, no.
I'm a loud thinker.
Well, I hope you're thinking in your head. I mean, if you thought in your butt, that would be rather interesting.
I don't know. There have been days.
I know I talk out of my ass a lot. I just bend over, open my cheeks nice and wide, and let the music flow.
I hope my older brother's watching right now, because you know what? That's a fart joke he can get behind.
Well, he can get behind me. I hope I totally just didn't offend him if he is watching this.
My older brother is very much like me in some respects. In fact, the joke that gets made in the family is that I'm the right brain of that mind, and he's the left brain, because he's very logical.
Oh, that's funny.
So at that point, like, I'm not saying that we get into... In fact, he's actually a really great second opinion to go off of, because he'll look at things logically, and he's... If I'm Kirk, he's Spock, roughly, is the best way to explain it.
And sometimes you need that. I always wished I had a brother. Sometimes I hate being the oldest sibling. Like, so
That's okay, so's
much.
my brother.
Like, I've always just wished that, like, I had an older sibling, like an older brother myself. I mean, me, I would love to still be, me, 25, but with, like, an older sibling who was, I don't know, maybe, 27, 28, to have somebody look up to. Because there are days, especially today, man.
Oh, that's right, you're like 25, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I know I don't look it, and I know at times I definitely don't act like it, but when I choose to be mature and take things seriously, I've been told that I've acted well into my 30s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being the oldest sibling kind of caters into that.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, like, I have a brother-in-law and everything, but the relationship between him and I is it's just so not there.
Not really even the same either. It's actually the funniest thing. So, like, my brother's kind of in the same boat as you are.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't like being the eldest sibling. And he's the eldest sibling of 4. So at that point, I mean, like, I'm bringing ideas to him. My sister talks to him. And here's the thing, too. Like, my sister and him are 2 years apart. Him and me are 7 years apart.
Whoa.
Yeah, he has 3 kids. So at that point, like, him and me still do stuff together, and that's awesome, but there's that divide.
How old are you, if I may ask?
Old enough. I'm sorry, let me quote Gabriel Knight. Old enough to know about men like you.
I'm so flattered.
I have to think about it. That's the sad part. I have to think about it. 33. 33.
You're 33?
Uh-huh.
I would have never guessed.
In other words, according to all of the young YouTubers, I'm an old fart. I can't avoid it. I am. So.
No wonder I get along with you so well. I have a good friend. His name is Travis. I actually convinced him to get his Xbox One, and I then convinced him to get Fallout 4 from there.
Okay.
He's 40. He's like one of my good friends.
Well, actually, what I was actually going to say, so again, my brother was sick and tired of being the older sibling because, all these problems would kind of get piled onto his lap, especially right now since, unfortunately, my dad passed away a couple of years ago. So, everything gets brought to him now instead of my dad.
I'm sorry.
We've had our... I could go into it, and maybe we will another day, but it's still a depressing kind of thing.
Yeah, I get it.
So one of the things he did was his best friend is he's like a middle child out of 12, and he's slightly older than Kenzie. Sorry, I actually said his name. He's slightly older than my older brother. So basically, he became the impromptu older brother to my brother, which is funny because he's a great guy. I actually have fun when those two are around and bantering, and it gets even better because he's a lawyer. So you have that abrasive personality.
Oh gosh, gotta love lawyers.
Sorry, bro.
My mother is actually number 8 of 17. My grandpa was in 2 different marriages. In his first marriage, he had 7 children.
Okay.
And then they got a divorce. And then his second wife, which is my grandma, he had 10 children with her. And my mom was his first in his second marriage. So she has 4 younger sisters and 5 younger brothers.
That's a part that actually makes me just kind of sit there, because we have 1 kid, and I'm just like, to the people who have had 12 kids, I'm like having the debate about whether or not 1 is enough.
Like if I were straight, when I think, like if I were straight and I, were to have kids with a woman, I could not even begin to imagine, watching her have to push out a child from her vajayjay
From
for
her,
12 times.
To quote Scrubs, from her bajingo.
I mean, for all those small kids who are watching this, and you shouldn't, so turn the video off. Children come out of a vagina.
We hate to break this to you. There's gonna be one kid who's just like, Mom!
What's a vagina? Where did you hear that, son?
And I'm gonna get an angry letter.
I heard it from Brinton. That's our Brinton, folks. Da 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 da.
Da 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 da. I'm sorry. Da 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 da. There you go.
Or we could do like a sexual moan at the end. Da 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 da. Oh.
I was gonna say, don't make me look for that. I don't want that search history on my Google. Okay.
Oh, it's there.
I know that the meme is that the internet is for porn, but not in my case.
You want to know what's funny? After Fallout 4 came out, there was like a really, really quick study done, because the day Fallout 4 came out, there was a huge decline in traffic on Pornhub.
Yes. We actually reported on it.
Oh, did you really?
Uh-huh.
I must have. Oh, yeah.
Because it was hilarious.
That was way before I joined the podcast, actually. Because I came on in December.
Yeah, it was before December, so yeah, you wouldn't have been there, but...
Yeah, oh man, I would have had so much fun with that conversation.
In fact, one of the things that was really funny, we got another Pornhub story a couple of weeks ago that didn't make our cut, and it was the level of search history for Overwatch porn.
Oh, I read the article on that.
Where the search, like if you search for Tracer Overwatch or Widowmaker Overwatch and stuff like that, and that was like their highest traffic.
Which is so weird. I can't believe somebody took the time to like animate all that.
Yeah, but
like,
you know
I was
what?
like really curious, and I was like, no.
It's one of those things where I will get 50-50 from the internet, because as much as I get that that's what you want to do, yes, I know I'm wandering around aimlessly, get used to it. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going.
Again, not hardcore enough, but...
Yeah, not hardcore enough. But I know I'll get some comments for what I'm about to say. Like, I appreciate that as an artist, that's what you want to do. Okay? And I'm not going to tell you what to do, because that would be absolutely idiotic of me to do. At the same time, though, when there's tons of art of other Blizzard characters that's absolutely regal and gorgeous, and then the first thing that I see when Tracer comes up is porn-worthy, it makes me sad a little bit. Because it's like one of those things where I want to applaud Blizzard as being one of the few companies that is going outside of that whole stereotype of hourglass figure and all that. I mean, for crying out loud, Zarya, perfect example from Overwatch. But
Yeah, I've been, because Overwatch came out today, the day that we're recording this, yesterday, because I was debating whether or not I really want to go get the game, I was watching all sorts of stuff on YouTube and all that, and I like Tracer as a character. She's pretty funky. And then I saw the whole, like, butt pose everybody got super offended by, and I was, like, I was sitting there looking at it because they showed, like, before and after, and I was just like, I feel slightly more, like, creeped out by the new pose. Like, I don't see what the big deal about
that's actually the greatest irony as far as I'm concerned, is that they replaced a butt pose with another butt pose.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I was like, what's so different about this one?
Yeah.
Like, if anything else, it's a little bit worse.
Well, it was just one of those things where I kind of complimented Blizzard for dealing with the social justice warriors the way he did. When they did.
It was like the perfect sassy comeback, and I loved it.
But at the same time, it's like, you are working so hard to have these women acknowledged for something other than their figure, and they do a really good job. Because I mean, I'm guessing you've seen the cinematics and all that, right?
A few of them, yeah.
Okay,
because that's all I can really find.
So, like, I would actually encourage you, and maybe like in our break, I'll show you. But they actually go into the story of Tracer and how she ended up with the blinking powers and all that stuff, and it's really good. And it makes you feel for the character.
Hey, when a video game can make me feel, it's a video game for me.
I know, right?
Hashtag Life is Strange.
Oh yes, Life is Strange, which actually you'll be happy about because that made our list for me and Andrea. So we're going to be playing Life is Strange at some point.
Oh, are ya?
Uh-huh. I don't know if you actually saw this. There's actually talk of a sequel.
Oh, yeah, it's been confirmed.
So at that point, maybe we'll have to cross over and do it. No, actually, we probably better not, because at that point, I don't know if I will have played Life is Strange 1. I want them to name it Life is Stranger.
Ooh, I would love that.
I know, right?
I remember when I saw the first preview for it, there was a friend on Facebook who posted a video, and he was like, I can't wait to play this game. So I took a look at the trailer, and it was like, oh, game launches tomorrow. And I was like, this actually sounds really interesting. And then it was just a 9-month emotional commitment that I could not stray away from. Oh my gosh. Even thinking about it right now is resurfacing so many feelings, and I'm seriously about to cry. Oh my gosh, that game hashed out emotions I never thought I could feel.
Yeah, but I mean, bringing things back to Overwatch, because I do want to do it, is like, again, this is a shooter. Like, think of COD. There isn't a whole lot of backstory that's given to insert lieutenant whomever here.
Right.
In that concept. And the fact that Blizzard took the time when they didn't have to and fleshed out the story for not one, but like 20 characters. And even left little hints in every battleground area for them, so you could learn even more. Then did cinematics for them.
I know. I've been really, really impressed by its presentation. It's just like overall the only thing that's really keeping me from playing it is that I typically don't play first-person shooters.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I actually would beg them to do a campaign mode.
I know.
They decided not to, just because this is more meant to be a multiplayer kind of thing.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my subscribers on Twitter today, and I was just like, decisions. I don't know if I want to get it or not. And he was like, yeah, the only thing that's kept me from getting it is the fact there is no campaign mode. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's kind of where I'm getting caught up on it too a little bit.
Yeah. That's really like it's one of those things that I've been making jokes for a couple of days now. It's just like, I know exactly what Blizzard should do next after the Warcraft movie, because that's coming out next month. They should do an Overwatch movie.
Ooh, I would go see that.
Because at that point, too, so in the stuff that you've seen, have you seen the BlizzCon reveal of Overwatch?
No, I did not see that.
Okay, watch that, because it's still the same quality of animation you're used to. But me and Aldo, when we saw it, we were just like, dude, this is was like something out of Pixar.
No.
We thought they were literally teaming with Pixar.
Like like all the presentations that I've seen, I'm just like, I forget that it's a video game, and I sit there and I'm like, the presentation and the art direction and the animation, just everything is so beautiful.
And what makes it even worse is that they keep teasing there is a story. There's an overarching story to how they wanted to do this, except they just wanted to do like a multiplayer shooter.
I
And
know,
so at
which
that
is
point,
what bugs me.